All right, well, let's get right into it, guys. So we have 5 coaches that we think are potentially, well, Allegri confirmed in June he's going to start back in a team. Who knows where? But these are 5 managers we think are probably going to go. And we got 4 teams, so one of them is going to be left out. But should we start with Allegri, guys? Where do you think Allegri should go? Where do you think he will probably go, and where do you think he's best? I personally think. Let's describe. I won't say mine, but let's put it this way: Allegri, we all know him as a manager. Maybe he doesn't offer that perfect football. Maybe he doesn't offer that thing where players develop. You got the youngsters getting in. But one thing this guy can do is win. If he has the team for it, though, if they build the perfect team for him with winners, he can win. So, which of these 4 teams do you think is best for Allegri?
I think that he is gonna go to Juve, but I would like him at Roma. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ricky?
Yeah, I mean, if I look at the managers you have here and the teams, Allegri to Juve. I'm not sure if I would be so happy to see him come back. I love him, maximum respect. Thank you for everything once again. But, after having tried with Pirlo, with Sarri and then Pirlo, getting Allegri back would be like kind of a failure. And so, I mean, I don't know. But, if it's the only option, I mean, obviously better than Spalletti, Juric, and De Zerbi, with all respect. But yeah, so I would say Allegri to Juve.
Matt?
Initially, I was thinking there was no chance he would go back to Juve, that he would go for another opportunity, which, to Luca's point and Ricardo, I think Roma would be a nice little fit. Big city, a team that new ownership. Maybe he's a manager that can take them back up to what they were a couple of seasons ago or 4 or 5 years ago, where they were the team that would be in conversation for a top 2, top 3 finish, right? Or maybe even a title contender when they had that really good team. But I think the only way he would go back to Juve is if, one, there was some market guarantees. 2, Agnelli and him, they kind of mended everything, or anything that sort of existed amongst the coach and the club. But also seeing with the Juventus project as it is, like, if he's a manager that can come in and say, hey, we have Ronaldo for another year, let's give it one more shot with the core group we have, Bonucci and some of these other guys, then maybe they go that route. But I think it's unlikely he goes back to Juve, so I'm going to go Roma.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Roma is the place. It's like their team as well that could really do with someone like him. They haven't had someone like him for a while, like a real true winner. A lot of the managers have been potential winners. Di Francesco, Fonseca. At a certain point, we had Ranieri as an interim.
Roma haven't won anything in quite a long time, and he went to the Milan job. What did he do? He won. He goes to Juve. He won. So I think if you're in that sense, I think they would give him the American ownership that they have now with Friedkin. If you're investing in Allegri, you better be damn sure you're investing in that market too.
Yeah,
so it's full time to make a push here. They've been teetering too much between we're a team that's competing for top 4, and then we're just a Europa League team. Like, I think they need to make a push.
Yeah, I agree.
Guys, Sarri, and I'll throw it out there. I think Sarri, would be really interesting to watch at Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Fiorentina, I think they will be like Napoli when he used to manage.
They've underachieved so much.
Yeah,
I mentioned this on Twitter too, and some people were saying, well, maybe it's the players too. Maybe it's the coach, and I argue. I'm looking at their squad. I'm like, Vlahovic, Ribery, Dragovski, nice goalkeeper, Milenkovic, Polgar. They have a nice little midfield, nice little attack. This team should not be mid-table. They shouldn't be closer to than they should be to Europa League. Like, there's too much in this team. So you get a coach with a nice philosophy, you establish an identity, and you get some pieces in place. Fiorentina can make that climb into being like legitimately your Europa League side.
Yeah, Sarri requires time, but when he gets it, he gets like it start when the ball starts rolling, it rolls incredibly. Guys, let's go a bit quicker because I want to do the start bench sell with Matt as well.
Yeah,
but so do we all agree Fiorentina?
Yeah.
Thank you, children. Let's go on to Spalletti. Another one, guys. I'm gonna throw it over again. Spalletti, I think, would be perfect for Fiorentina again. as well.
I think it's
Yeah.
either him or Sarri for Fiorentina, because Spalletti, I don't want him back at Roma. He's not good enough for Juve, and Napoli. Napoli and Spalletti. I think that's no chance that ever happens.
No.
So I think the Fiore job should be up between Spalletti and Sarri if Commisso is serious about bringing the team to that next level.
Yeah. Again, I think with Spalletti, like the year after you get him, he'll be really good and he'll achieve something. But the roof won't be there. The roof will be much lower. Sarri requires more time, and he also requires much more of a. He's like your thing we talked about. He's high maintenance. You got to build a perfect squad for him. He wants a certain type of players and whatnot. But I think I'm in love with two people right now in Italian football: Sarri and Belotti. Those are my dreams for the future. But yeah, then moving on, and then we'll have a little surprise also. Juric has been talked about that he's linked with Napoli for next year. He could be interesting, guys. What you guys think?
I feel like he. I don't know why, but I have this feeling that he wouldn't be as good like in a team like Napoli. I don't know why, just a feeling.
Yeah, I think someone like Juric with Hellas, it's a low pressure environment. You have time to build something. And also one important thing with Juric, he has a very rigid system, right? He plays his three at the back. Last season, he lost 10 of his starters. Next season, no problem. Something that you have to consider at big teams is that the big players often they come before the manager, right? So if Juric goes to a big team and there's a big player who doesn't fit into his system, it's not as easy as having someone Hellas Verona who you just say, okay, I'll put him on the bench. If you have a big player, you need to start them because they're being paid the big money and the management will always back them. So Juric, I'd say stay at Hellas. Out of all the big teams, I'll say a team that's not up there. I would say maybe Lazio.
Ooh.
He could fit at Lazio just because the system is kind of similar. They don't have, I don't know. Definitely not the teams up here. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, the Zerbi guys, I think out of these four,
Roma or
I think
Napoli.
Roma or Napoli. I think it's one of the two.
That would be nuts. That would be nuts if Juve actually got him. They won't get him, but that would be crazy if they actually.
I forgot to put there, guys.
Young...
Literally the last thing, and then we'll move on to start by himself. Quick fire. Simone Inzaghi at Juve? Yes or no? Ricky?
No, it's a Lazio.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Luca? No.
No, stays at Lazio.